We are approaching the critical step of the Manuel Ugarte move from PSG to Manchester United, as the latest is that the super agent Jorge Mendes is in Manchester to finalize talks with Man United over a possible move of his client from Paris Saint-Germain to the Red Devils. Welcome to the United on Sport. My name is Webb. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe. Like I've been telling you, United are not done with Manuel Ugarte. This is the important week where critical steps have got to be taken, and indeed the gear has been engaged. Certainly, the fact that Manuel Ugarte is still waiting on Manchester United, this is the message he clearly has given Jorge Mendes. I do want to join Man United, make it happen. Go talk to them. I agreed personal terms, we accepted the terms, we are ready. Now, Man United on the other side, what they want is Paris Saint-Germain to lower down on their asking price, because United feel that £50 is way too much for a player who is surplus to requirements, yet that is the exact amount of money they bought him for in 2023 from Sporting Lisbon. So the situation here, I think, is looking advanced. I told you, Carrington is a beehive of activity. Player per player, departures and arrivals and everything. Things are happening. Of course, there is talks now of Scott McTominay as well moving away. Now, the fact that Jorge Mendes is in town, all these things are going to be discussed. If Man United were to agree a deal, for example, with Paris Saint-Germain, what would be the timelines? Because what time do they have, or what plans do they have to fund the move? Because PSG will want a significant share of a fixed fee. Even if they were to lower down on their price, they would still want a fixed share, a fixed amount, a reasonable, significant fixed amount for Manuel Ugarte. So all these talks are going to happen. But after that, I think we also get to know where exactly Scott McTominay will go, because Manuel Ugarte arriving, especially if PSG are not going to go down on their price, will depend a bit on which players we sell, and Scott is top of the list. So what's happening now are talks. So I think if it's I think if it's a game, if it's a game or a football match, we are in the dying minutes of the game. It's still 1-1. Who could score? Who could win? I think it's a tight game now. We are in added time, the dying minutes of added time, and we are waiting for either one to score and win a game, or we might be forced into penalties. Let me tell you, United is proving to be not so bad at penalties, considering how we performed against Man City. So it's not a scary situation. That's what I'm trying to say. Even if it went to the wire, we can still get Manuel Ugarte, who is the first priority. But even if we fail to get Ugarte, Sander Berge is already on standby. So this week, in the coming days, it's a Tuesday today. Trust me, in the coming days, we shall be getting to know what exactly is going to happen. At least Man United have got their plan in place. If it all fails, they engage plan B. So that's what's happening. That's the latest that's going on. A busy day today, from Aaron Wan-Bissaka joining West Ham United to then Mathis De Ligt and Nusayr Mazraoui joining Man United. They are, as say to have trained today. Everything is moving fast. Why? Because Erik ten Hag has made it clear that he wants to start the season as strong as he can possibly do. So that's why all these guys, the processes that are going on now towards the season show you why it was important for Ineos to make all the recruitments they made. You might have thought, well, and I was one of those who was questioning this, and I remember I was speaking to Ben Jacobs, and I was telling him, I was wondering that, isn't it a case of too many chefs spoiling the broth? But you see, the broth isn't getting spoiled. The broth is actually looking better and ready on time, because Man United before has been guilty of spending a lot of time around Europe, moving here and there and everywhere, trying to sign players only to either get them so late and get them on wrong contracts, because the risk in signing players late in the transfer window is the fact that the agents will corner you, because you then seem to be buying desperately. You're making sort of desperate buys, and when you're desperate, it's easy for you to be ripped off. Those are things we're guilty of before. So you think that Ineos structure of around the manager and recruitment team, the Christian Vivos of this world, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, working with Erik ten Hag, and the CEO Omar Berada, I feel like these are the fruits we are seeing, because this is almost our last open ultimate big, it should be our last major signing. But look, it's even 4 days to the start of the season. It's weeks to the end of the transfer window. When is the last time we were in such a situation? it's not every day that that happens. We've got to give credit to the team and what they have done and what they are doing. So if Manuel Ugarte's deal is sorted, and even if, and I hope it's not the case, but even if we don't sign him, for me, getting the decision early so that we know what to do, for me, is very important. It would still be good progress and good work done by Ineos, because it is not exactly dependent on us. We've done our part, placed in the bid, but you cannot blame them, you cannot fault them for not wanting to overpay for the player, to overpay for him. So for me, either way it ends, the fact that George Mendes is coming in, the fact that we are seeing things happening quickly before the season starts, for me, it's a big sign that indeed Ineos are working. They have started to put in the hard yards, and the results are evident. Trust me, if Ugarte joined Man United, United would have done the best business by far of any club in the Premier League. I honestly think so. And never mind Chelsea signing so many players from all over the place. They don't seem to have a clear direction of what they want. You're going for one Samuel Omrodion, and now Joao Felix. I mean, where are your priorities? So it's a very interesting. By the way, the super agent George Mendes is also the representative of Joao Felix. So he's also in. He also go to London to talk to finalize talks with Chelsea over Joao Neves moving from Atletico Madrid to join them. So it's a busy day today when it comes to transfer talk. But for United, it's an important one, a very important signing. If you ask me, yes, we've signed all these players in important positions, and number 6 is the most important for Manchester United's ship to look firm and settled, because we do need to protect our backline, to shield our backline with a firm player, and Ugarte is that player. So in the coming hours, in the coming days, we should be getting to know, is it Sanderbaj? Are we going back for Sanderbaj, or is Manuel Ugarte coming in? It is a big step, and indeed for me, a big update. Meanwhile, I've seen another report somewhere claiming that Man United are ready to move and place a bid in for Youssef Fofana at AS Monaco. Now, this is another report that I've just seen. And like I told you, United are focusing now on the midfield, but we'll get to see that. I think Ugarte is still the main guy in place, but I just wanted to hint on that Fofana, the plan of Man United seems to be a bit confusing, because, like I've said it before, I don't think United are planning to bring in only one midfielder. They could only be failed by the lack of funds and space because of certain greedy players who may not want to leave. But the plan seems to be for them to bring in the Ugarte profile, the super number 6, and a few players around him in the middle. That seems to be the plan, which I think is a beautiful plan, because we've got, people might think it's only because Scott McTominay is linked away, he's the only player I want to replace. Casemiro should be leaving. It's just the fact that he shouldn't be playing. Even if he stayed, he shouldn't be playing. Yes, I should be playing in the Carabao and some, weak games. But serious games, Casemiro shouldn't be starting. Christian Eriksen is no more. He has no place. So you look at it and you're thinking, we've got 3 areas we need to sort in the middle. So if Man United is being linked with Ugarte, Fofana, and maybe Sanderbaj or Richard Rios or whoever other third mid or Amrabat, I think it makes sense, because they would come in there and give proper depth in the middle, because we pretend we have a semblance of depth, but only in numbers. But in terms of ability and potential, we are work. So that's what they're looking to sort. It doesn't look like it's possible because of players who don't want to leave. But the ideal thing for Eric Ten Hag, what he would want, would be to let go of Casemiro, Scott, and Eriksen, replace them with Ugarte, his Fofana, and probably Sofiane Amrabat. Those would be 3 replacements who would quickly and instantly improve the engine room of Manchester United. But let's wait and see whether the master of the engine will eventually come in and join, because trust you me, he will be the catch or the scoop of the summer if we indeed got Manuel Ugarte. Let's wait. We'll hear from the super agent. My name is Webb. Peace, love, and harmony. I will be back later with more, because it looks like it has not started. It is a good day today to be a Man United supporter.